Okay, so just want to take a few minutes, introduce who I am so you know who I am. I am Ashley Watts. I've been coaching in January. It'll be my 6th year of coaching. And I kind of wanted to back up a little bit just so you kind of know where my business came from, where it's at now, and why this community that I've created has worked for me. So when I first started coaching, I had no, like, I had, my back was against the wall when I started coaching. It was go big or go home or get a nighttime job. Was a full-time teacher. I taught first grade for 5 years. And so I wanted to be at home. We made that sacrifice, but it was tight. Like, we were literally living in my parents' basement when I bought my first challenge pack, and everything was just super, super, super tight. So we were just trying to figure out what to do. When the coaching opportunity presented myself, I thought, cool, I can do this, and I dove in. And I hit Success Club my very first month of coaching, and I never stopped from, 6 years ago till today. But my first and second year of my business into my third year grew so rapidly. Like, my income, everything, my clients, everything was just kind of on that, things were going smooth, and things are, going the way you wanted to. And then about a year and a half ago, so in June of last year, I was pregnant and my water broke at 22 weeks with my baby. And so I was put on bed rest. I was in the hospital for 10 days on bed rest, and then I had to continue at home on bed rest. So like, my business became survival mode. I was just I liked having the business at that time because I was able to talk to people still while sitting there on bed rest, but it was hard. It was hard to be proof of the product when I couldn't work out. We were being fed 3 meals a day from people in our church who were bringing meals. So we were eating just literally whatever was coming in the door because I couldn't cook. I couldn't do anything. My husband was working full time still. So we were just in survival mode. And so during that time, my income went down a little bit, but I was still making enough that I was like, okay, I'm still making my teaching income. And then the ripple effect came into effect where I slowed way down in my business. Everything kind of slowed down with it, including I've had 2 diamond coaches in the last couple months quit. And, my first couple years I went premier, everything was like on fire. Everything was working. And then you look at this last year and I've had my diamonds quit. I am feel like I'm starting at square one with my business all over again. But I know I can do it. But when I first started my business, I was trying to figure it out just like everyone else. And, I wasn't even on Instagram at the time. 6 years ago, I don't even know when Instagram came out. Maybe it's been out forever, but I didn't know. Like, I knew Facebook. I was on Facebook already, and so I just started on Facebook. Instagram to this day still drives me bonkers, and I will be the first to tell you, I'm not saying it doesn't work, because there's lots of top coaches that have it work for them. I hate it. It's not my platform. I still use it, but it's not my favorite thing. So when I first started, in my mind, it was like, okay, how do I network? How do I build this? Of course, like, my friends were like, well, just go through your friends list, add these people. And I did that. And 6 years ago, that worked, right? Like, before MLMs became this crazy blowout thing that are done by every mom out there. And people do it the wrong way, which made people who are taught like us, who have an amazing upline with Brigida and everything, like, it made, like, we knew what we were doing and we were taught not to be those yuck people, but people turned off network marketing just because it was like, oh, you're part of that. And so I was trying to figure out a way for me to add value to people, to do what I love, and expand my network. And so, yes, Facebook was the first way I did it. And I did add those old friends that I, had in high school that weren't on my friends list. And, I never really sent them a message. I just let them kind of follow my journey and all that kind of stuff. But it came to my attention, I think it was a national wake-up call like 5 years ago. I'm pretty sure that's where it probably stemmed from. But someone had created this community, this free group. And I thought, that's it. Like, that's for me when the light bulb went off and I was like, I can network this way. This is the way that I can pour my heart out into things I love. I can find my people that I connect with naturally and in my tribe of people, right? Because my tribe's going to look so different than your tribe, and have it work. And so I created this free community, and I actually started one 5 years ago, and I dumped that and kind of rebranded it about 3 years ago. No, I'm sorry, about a year ago, year and a half ago. And then I found out I was pregnant. It was right before I found out I was pregnant. And so everything was really active in that group. And then when everything happened, I was, like I said, just in pure survival mode. So it went dormant. But I started up again this month, and I've literally added like 1,000 people into the group this month. And so I kind of wanted to go over what I'm doing so you guys can kind of see. But I want you to understand, like, I am in, the first thing is I'm in groups on Facebook. So I'm in like teaching groups, first grade especially, where I can understand and relate with other first grade teachers. Even though like I'm a stay-at-home mom now, I have lesson plans and all these ideas from 5 years of teaching. When people like ask questions, I don't feel weird responding back, right? Like it's just something that's easy for me to respond back to. I'm in some church groups that, I can interact with people there. I'm in my, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a call, it's called like Year 5. And those are the 5 things that describe you. If you're in an elevator and had to pick 5 things, what are those 5 things? So like teaching groups I'm in, church groups I'm in some infertility and miscarriage groups. For those who don't know, I've had 7 miscarriages in between the 3 kids. I am in a hysterectomy group for moms who've had a hysterectomy at a very young age. I guess to me 33 is pretty young to have a hysterectomy. And so I'm in these groups that I can add value to people's lives in a natural setting, natural way, right? It's not like something I'm trying to force myself into. So be aware, because I'm going to talk about why that's important, I think, here in a second for you. But I'm going to open up my Facebook, and I'm going to share my screen with you. And show you kind of, so my group is literally Drive Your Life Today. So when I first started 6 years ago, I was Drive Your Life. That was like my team name, and it just kind of stuck. So I called my Facebook group Drive Your Life Today. Nothing fancy. It's been like that for 6 years. You could call it your name, whatever you want. But I want to show you like my community and kind of the steps that go through it. So right now I've got 3,700 people in the group. Now this is more friends that I have on Facebook, and I've only had this group for a year. So when you look at that and look at the growth compared to like my Instagram growth that grows like 1 person a day, maybe 2, sometimes 4. Today's a good day, but I can go days without adding people because I don't love Instagram. And so for me, I've got 3,700 people, and 1,000 of those people came in the last month. And I'll like show you that literally here on, I always do this on my phone, so it might take me a second to see where the things are in the group. But like, group insights is probably where it's at. So in the last 28 days, 943 new members have joined this group. Now, I have not added 1 person into this group. I have not went to this group, clicked on members, and added 1 person. Not 1 person. These are all people who've requested to join in the last 28 days. Okay, so you can see how it's done. I will go over this. I don't have like an organized structural plan for you guys today, but so just if you have questions as we go, let me know. But I'm going to show you. So what I decided this month is Christmas experiences. Our family has scratched the whole idea of gift giving. They're getting 1 big present as a family gift and a couple just like itty bitty toy things. But we're doing 12 months of experiences. So we're going to like wrap up. My kids are home from school, but like going to the zoo and having a scavenger hunt. So I'm going to wrap up like a gift card, which I just made on the computer, so I don't have to actually put the money in right now, right? I can just put the gift card to the zoo, and then when we go to the zoo, I'll pull out my Visa and pay for it at that time. But there's going to be a scavenger hunt like printable, and then like a little like gift card for ice cream after, like a dessert after it. So we're going to do these things, like we're going to the beach in July, so I'm going to something that they already need to go to the beach, so spending the extra money throughout the year. We're just going to, put it in as their Christmas present. Those bathing suits that are on clearance, I have to buy every year because they grow. I can buy now and put it in their thing. So this is what I decided to base my free group on. I was like, oh, like I can do Christmas experiences and get other moms, ideas that I normally wouldn't have, because I'm a very checklist person. You'll see everything I do is checklist based, because that's the way my mind literally thinks. And so I opened it up on my Facebook, and I created a post, and I could show you the post somewhere. Actually, I think it's in here. Let me go to photos. I put it in here too, so people could know about it. It's like this one. So this is like similar to what was on my actual Facebook group, the little call to add, like I didn't put add your friends, but oh, that's not it either. It was before that right here. So nope, that's the banner. There it is. This is like the little advertisement I did on my Facebook page. It was literally, I made this on Canva. It was a free image. Well, I shouldn't say free. I pay for the $8 a month Canva. I used the cute little image so it looked nice, wrote Christmas experience, and bam, this is what I put up, I just put, help, can we chat Christmas for a few minutes? I'm sure I'm not the only mom who doesn't want another toy in the house this Christmas. After chatting with the hubby and a couple friends who are doing this, we have decided to just do a couple toys and do a year of experiences that kids will remember. So I put like the stuff that I'm thinking. Here's the beach trip I said, a movie night, games at the park, zoo day, these kind of things. And I put want to join. Okay. So in this group, I put it again in this group, but this is also on my Facebook. So 120 people that were already in this group were like, yes, 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 yes. Add me, add me, add me, add me. And so I put this on my Facebook page. Now what I did, and this is where you have to be very careful, but depending on what I'm doing, if I'm doing like a kid reading, like I said, I taught first grade, so sometimes I'll do like teaching kids like phonemic awareness and just fun activities, keep kids engaged to teach them how to read. I will put a group like this like on my teaching group, right? So those are people that I correlate with, like, hey, I'm like doing this at home, if you want to join the group for this, here. So I did this in like our local, like Syracuse, I live in Syracuse, Utah. So I put this on our local Syracuse page, and just wanting, if anyone wanted to join. What I wouldn't do is put it like on a motherhood group that has 20,000 members in it, because that's not targeting in on my people. And I wouldn't put it in, I didn't even put like in the teaching group, because that doesn't pertain to teaching. And I'm going to get flagged in that group for advertising for something that is not even related, right? So you have to be super careful on like, if you are going to put it in a group to ask people to join, first of all, you need to stay in your target market. You wouldn't go put this on some crazy, some Green Bay Packer group that you're in, because that's nothing to do with it, okay? And so understand that when you are putting the group, if you decide, and I don't do that too often, it's kind of hit and miss. If it's geared towards something, I'm in some budgeting groups because that's something that I love. Like I said, this person. So like I did a budgeting group and I put it in there. Giving away some free printables if anyone wants to join. And so that's kind of how that works. And then I'm just going to kind of show you what I did in the group. And it was like a fly by my, what was that?
I can't hear you because somebody is unmuted and there's a bunch of noise going on in the background.
Let me see if I can.
I think it's
there. It is now. Okay, perfect. I forgot to hit that button when everyone logs in. Oh, and there's chats. The chat box is kind of hidden right now while everything's open. So and now I can't even. Oh. So what kind of group is this? Professional, personal, someone is not muted. Okay. So this, I always like say this is kind of like my own Pinterest/blog page. Okay. Eventually I'll pay someone to take the stuff that I put in here and put on like my own Pinterest page and my own blog and everything like that. But that's like, this is kind of what I had made it a social learning page. So they can go through here. If they go through the units, they can go through and see different units I've done. I've done a back to school where I talked about, okay, the kids are back in school, so moms, let's get organized. And I post like my weekly cleaning schedule that I do. I do one room at a time kind of thing. I have I have a budgeting one. So you can kind of see I have a back to school. I have a meal planning. a finance and budgeting, a home organization, declutter and simplify your house. So these are things that I enjoy doing anyways. And this is something that isn't extra for me. It is extra to put it on like a Canva template, but it's not extra in the fact that I'm gonna spend more time doing this than building my business, if that makes sense. It's stuff that I have already like love, and it's stuff I'm doing. Yeah, so I change like the banner so with that, let me just keep, everything's like different on here. One sec, let me move these chat boxes and put this here. And then there we go. That's a little better, isn't it? I do change my banner on the month. So this upcoming year, here's what I'm doing. I'm literally going to have a theme every single month. So January is like a great time to talk about fitness or meal planning or whatever. And we'll kind of get into that, how I switched over from here to paid clients here in a minute. But, and so every month is going to be a different thing. Back to school is always a great one. November is a great time for people to think about Christmas. So I have not laid that out personally yet, but I'm going to gear it towards my target audience, right? So, teaching stuff that I can, add value to teachers. I naturally have a lot of teachers who have become coaches because that's who I relate with, right? Like that's who I click with, and it just makes sense because that's who I am. And so, so every month will be a different theme, and I'll be talking about this theme on my personal page and my Instagram as well. And so, and the units are here. So if they're not interested in this Christmas experience group because they think it's like total bogus and they're all about Santa Claus, then cool. There's other things in here that they're going to find of value, right? And if they want to leave, they can leave. It's not hard to hit unfollow or get out of this group. But like I said, I don't just add everyone in. Every single person has requested to be in this group. And so let's see. So let's say, okay, so let's go to the actual page so you guys can kind of see. This is not something that should take, it's a community. Like this isn't something that should take like your whole life away from you, because that's not the like primary focus. So in here, I like to do polls a lot and have them expound on the polls. And then we're talking about Christmas. So Christmas Eve, what are your traditions? What are you doing Christmas Eve? Let's talk about it. And, of course there's 3,500 people, but there's only 27 comments, but that's still gearing a lot of engagement. 27 comments is still 27 people commenting. And the best thing is if you put a poll and put like comment below, those who are interacting will never be dropped from the group, because Facebook will find people they've like locked down on Facebook groups. So people aren't interacting in groups. They will actually say, oh, that person was probably added not wanting to be in the group, and they're actually starting to crack down. So like 6 months ago, they actually cleaned out. You'll probably notice you're probably lost a lot of groups that you were in, per se, if you weren't engaging in them at all or clicking on posts or whatever, and into that page and stuff. So the more you can get comments, the better, because then more people are also going to see it, right? And if their friend is in the group, they're going to get tagged, even if they don't have every notification on. If their friend who's in the group who add them comments, they're going to get that notification most likely that, Alma, posted on this post or whatever. So I literally, I posted this 58 minutes ago. Do you travel for Christmas? Tell us why or why not. So people are commenting, as the day goes on. I'm going to come back to this post because I'm going to tell you kind of how I'm here in a minute. I'll just kind of jump ahead. Christmas Eve, you can see here's another poll. Do you do Santa at your house? Why or why not? And you look at these engagements, 278 people voted on just the yes, and 11 people on the no. People are engaging in these polls, and then they're commenting about it. Neighborhood gifts. Look at this, 109 comments on neighborhood gifts. And these are simply just questions that I had popped up, made a little cute image, and bam, we're good to go. Just the true meaning of Christmas, 55 comments. What do you do to gear, your kids towards the true meaning and not the Santa Claus and everything? So I literally am not putting a ton of especially in this group where I'm not giving really a lot of free printables and all that kind of stuff. I'm literally just opening up my heart, wanting to know what other moms are doing, asking questions, and now I can gear my Christmas towards it. So did someone have a question? Or just someone not muted? Okay. So that's kind of how this one works in particular. One thing I always do, so like you'll see other people put, oh, I thought this was sweet. Who has their tree up already? So like other people are also engaging. They're posting like their stuff about Christmas and stuff like that. And so this is where you truly make it a community. The more you can get them posting in the group, asking questions on the wall, the more successful you're going to be in this group per se, because more people are going to be just engaged, like, and they're going to tell their friends about, hey, like join that Drive Your Life group. There's a ton of free printables. They're talking about, Christmas this year. Like don't buy Christmas candy this week. We steal our Christmas candy from our kids in the night and use it for stockings next Christmas. Like, and so here's what other people are doing with the Christmas candy, So, and I do at the beginning of each month. So these are the experiences that people could comment with what they're doing. And you'll see there's actually less comments on these ones per se, but they're commenting on other posts. So they're still making it, they're still adding value. They're still seeing these posts. They're still engaging in the group. So just the different experiences there, saving for Christmas. A lot of stuff you can just find on Pinterest and repost. Like literally, this wasn't mine. It's someone else's, but here's a way you can save for Christmas every year. And so, when do you decorate? Like here's another poll. Look at that, 357 people, like 50 people, 32. Like there's a ton of engagement here. I go live and explain so everyone can get to know who I am, just like you would on Instagram, right? And talk on Instagram. You want people to know who you are. Otherwise, they're like, who is this lady? So every once in a while, about once every week or two, I go live and just like on a topic that we're talking about, or just to kind of reintroduce who I am as we have lots of people join. What's funny, someone shared this post. This is where I got the idea. Is Lindsay Matway posted this forever ago. So this post ended up in my page that someone else had posted about the Christmas experiences. And so just different things. I'm trying to find the post, Christmas jammies. These are gift cards that I made that I'm going to be, to add that value to people. I made these little gift cards that people can print. And I'm going to have some blank ones so they can, fill in their other things. So these will be things that they can put in their Christmas gifts as they're doing these Christmas experiences. So I always try and do a free printable of some sort, those freemiums that, what is her name? Turbo Jam, Shalene Johnson, always talks about the freemiums, adding value to people. This was interesting. I just put, where's everyone from? So you can kind of see those people who are following you. Obviously, I have the most from Utah because that's where I'm from, but Idaho, Texas, Arizona. And then you can kind of see where your market's from, like where in the United States, or we have people outside the United States in the group, all that fun stuff. And so somewhere I have a group, and somewhere I have in here, but every time at the beginning of the month, before I actually dive into like the Christmas group for a couple days, I'll leave it up like, hey, like use this image, post on your page. I'm in this awesome group. We're talking about Christmas experiences. If you want to be added, comment below. So I give them the image. They just save the image, put it on their own Facebook page. And then if they put comment below, then they send them the link to the group. I approve them, and it just grows that network. And I'll tell you, almost every day, even when I'm not doing like the new group, because when I do the new group is when everything spikes, right? Like I'll talk about it and I'll get that spike. But almost every day I have 1 to 5 requests in this group, just naturally from people either adding their friends or, recommending, or someone finding the group and looking for it. In my announcements too, I do have my health and fitness story attached in the announcements. Like this is like when I first created the group, it's an older image. Where people can introduce themselves. So this is like why I created the group. Like we weren't meant to just live, we're meant to thrive. Like that's our whole purpose. And my weight loss experience of being over 200 pounds to where I'm at today talks about that experience and changing who I am from the inside out, and not being depressed, not being, having so much anxiety, being an infertility survivor of all these trials. But yet at the end of the day, I can blossom still, and I can add value to other moms too. And so that is in the assigned or the announcements. And I pin that. So I'll remove the Christmas announcement at the end of the month for a couple days so people will see that when they log in, or see it. And then they can kind of see my story as well. And then one other thing I want to talk about. So to grow my network, here's what I do. And to flip them over from free to paid customers. Like I said, I have had 2 people on Instagram ever on Instagram join a challenge group. I've hit Success Club for 70 months straight, and 2 people have come from Instagram. Everyone else has come from Facebook and this community that I have. So here is one way that I have grown my network. So of course, I think it's important they see your face and those freemiums that I'm giving. So here's what I did today. I posted this 3 hours ago, and I posted this on my own. Sorry, I got like a little fuzzy flying in my face here. I posted this on my own page as well. So I was just like, I'm so over the kids fighting, you know, and literally this is like what I made. It's the same thing there. I'm laminating it. We tell our kids that Santa, we have to pay Santa to make the toys, and that's why some kids get way more than them, because they can afford more or want to do more. But I explained to them, like, everything comes with a price. There's nothing for free, so get used to it. So if they're naughty, they have to scratch off $10. They can earn it back, and I'm laminating, so they can go and erase that $10, on it. But this is how they're earning their Christmas. And I told them, if this is full, guess what Santa's going to bring you? Coal, because mom's not going to send any money. Like, you're going to get coal for Christmas. So when they're fighting and being naughty, this is where they go. So something so lame, and some people think I'm the meanest mom ever, and that's fine. It's on my stories that I explained this. And I put I put a little survey, like, meanest mom or genius. And like so many people put like mean mom. And I'm like, well, not my person, right? Like, not my market then, I guess. But, so like I did this today, and I said, check out my Instagram or Facebook stories to see what we're doing. So to kind of expound on that. So what's been interesting is in the last, and I'll open my Instagram. Now, like I said, I don't do Instagram. I hate it. I do it just to like keep up on stuff. But if I go to my followers, like I've got 5 new followers in the last 3 hours just from this post, from people going and watching my stories and connecting with who I am. And they've now added me through just organic. And these are my people, right? These are people I want to follow me. These aren't people that are STEM social that I was paying for a while. These are organic, real people that I want to connect with. And so that's kind of what I've done there to do that. And then at the end of the month, this is where I think one of the pivotal things is to changing these people from a free community over to a paid group. I make an image of what's to come. So I'll say January, like I said, I haven't planned out my months yet, but like January is going to be home organization. Okay, that we're going to focus on home organization, getting your home in order, going through all the clutter crap. Now we have all the Christmas toys or whatever. So I'll say, here's the upcoming. We're going to do, we're going to focus, January will be home organization. I will also put, because it's January, I'm going to be doing a 14-day fitness group, a free fitness group, which would be Beachbody On Demand, their free trial of Beachbody On Demand, right? So I put that on the image. I'm going to do a free 14-day 2-week fitness group. And then day 3, or then on the third one or whatever, I'll put, I have a pay challenge group where I give you healthy recipes, meal plans, everything you need to be successful. And I'll put like my little image on there, like my own personal transformation on there. So they can see that I used to be over 200 pounds. I get this girl right here. And you can become this girl who has energy and thrive for life and everything else. So that image is what generates that conversation naturally. This person wants to be in the 14-day group. Perfect. Underneath, I'll put, okay, I'll send you a message. Well, guess what happens? 9 out of 10 times, they add me as a friend because I'm going to send them a message, right? And so now I'm also expanding my friends. I'm expanding on Instagram, whatever it is. I'm able to do that. It also allows me to jump right into health and fitness. When they say they're interested in the 60-day group or a free group, it's not awkward to be like, oh, I have this group that, I give you the meal plans. I do, everything that you need. It's a community just like this with over, 300 people in it who are all working towards the same thing as you. And so that is where the conversations happen, and it's natural. It's not something that's like a forced conversation where they're like, MLM, get away. It's a very relaxed situation. It's easy to talk to and jump right into the invite, right? It just makes it easier at that point. So Yeah, so we have 5 minutes left. I'll be happy to answer questions. And if it does end, just click on the link again. I won't record the last part because it'll be mainly questions, but just click on the link again and I'll be more than happy to for that 5 minutes. But I'm gonna answer my door really fast because there's probably a kid at my door. 1 second. Hey. Yeah, he's in the basement. I'll go down. Okay. See ya. Okay. Sorry, neighborhood kids. School's out. But do you guys have any questions? I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you guys have. Just unmute yourself and.
So how often are you posting in this free community page?
I post daily now. Now remember when I was on bed rest, this was to the wayside, right? And so I'm just this month have started posting again daily. And again, a lot of it is just it's my own Facebook post that I just share in here. And it's a great way for engagement on my own Facebook page, asking about, Christmas, like what Christmas Eve traditions do you have? I need ideas, or whatever. I don't do all the posts on my Facebook page, but I'll take once a week or whatever, I'll put on my Facebook page to get engagement. I do a survey almost daily, like a quick survey, just what's on my mind. Anything else?
Kind of, but I'm not sure how to word it yet.
And this is called Drive Your Life Taste. And you guys are more than welcome to be like a fly on the wall or even comment on stuff, to kind of see how I do it. You're more than welcome, like, to join. I have several of my own coaches in the group,
So if you're doing all of this content in this free group, how do you, I guess, is the difference between this and your challenge groups, is that more like your challenge groups are more health and fitness focused versus this is very much like just kind of lifestyle type focus? Because I try to bring some of that lifestyle stuff into my challenge groups right now. So do you include any of that in your challenge group, or do you keep your challenge groups pretty focused on just the health and fitness aspect and you let all the other stuff be part of this free community?
Yeah. Great question. So my Drive Your Life page is more just lifestyle completely. But in my Rise and Inspire group, this is just my fitness challenge groups, I've turned it into a community. So we have a new group every month. The same thing. We have a theme. This one's Thankful for Me. We talk about, I have a tracker for them to print, all that kind of fun stuff. And we mainly talk health and fitness, personal development, but I can incorporate, a Thanksgiving meal, or things that we're doing, Thanksgiving ideas, or, Halloween costumes. People did a workout in their Halloween costume or whatever. So yeah, so definitely, but they're already in a community setting. So when they kick over to this, they already know what to expect. So, and I don't redo monthly challenge groups. Everyone just stays in this group and we do a new one every month.
Okay.
So.
You've got my brain growing.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. We're going to get kicked off in a minute. I'll go ahead and click on the link. And then if no one hops on, I know no one had questions, but feel free. My husband's actually home today, so I can talk if people have questions and, want to engage more, but yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. How about I hit stop and then just log right back in? So you don't like cut off. And if no one else, I'm not going to offend if no one hops on. I get it. If you have no more questions, we'll see you guys.